welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Would you have even guessed that it's a Valentine's themed video? I actually got some cute Valentine's things that I was gonna put in the frame. I have a candle and I have a salt lamp because that's pink, so Valentine's. And I had even these fake flowers, but I can't fit them in the shot. So I need you to be aware that I was trying to set the vibes, but I don't necessarily have the table space to set the vibes. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out what the Valentine's vibes are in my apartment. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in creating my dream Valentine's palette. I got the idea to do this because I've been seeing a lot of Valentine's Day releases coming out lately, and as I mentioned in the beginning of all of my videos lately, I am on a makeup low buy. I have to keep saying it to hold myself accountable so that I won't buy things, but I'm on a makeup low buy, but I'm also a big fan of the holiday Valentine's Day. I feel like I do Valentine's makeup like 365 days of the year because I just love drawing little hearts on my eyes, but I'm so excited that we're finally in the season, and it has been difficult for me to resist a lot of these Valentine's launches because the packaging is very cute and the colors are very cute, and as I just said, I love anything with hearts on it. So today we are going to create my dream Valentine's palette using palettes that I already own, and this portion of the video was heavily inspired by Tara Brooke here on YouTube. She recently did a video creating her dream eyeshadow palette using palettes that she already owns, and that video was so fun, and I will link it down below for you because you should definitely check out Tara. She is very, very talented, and I love her videos so much. But today we're creating my dream Valentine's palette, and I'm so excited. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see me create my dream Valentine's Day palette, then I encourage you to please subscribe because I do goofy stuff like this all the time. And keep on watching, it's coming at you right now. So before I get into creating my dream eyeshadow palette, I want to talk about a couple of Valentine's Day releases that I was tempted by, but ultimately am deciding not to buy. It's a surprise baby anti-haul in the beginning of the video. Oh, how exciting. Don't worry, I'll keep it short and sweet. But the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette, as pictured here, yeah, that got my goat a little bit. Had my goat buying. What does a goat do? Bleeding. Had my goat bleeding for sure. Not bleeding, not like blood, but like bleeding, like But yes, this palette had me very excited because, I mean, look at the color story. It's everything I love. It's pinks, it's purples, it's shimmers. I love all that stuff. But ultimately, I know Natasha Denona's mini formula is not as good as the big ones, and that hurts my feelings. I do not like that at all. And also, most of these colors I can recreate in my own color story. Another Valentine's Day release that I will not be buying from, not only because I don't support ColourPop anymore, but because, come on, ColourPop. I don't like that they're kind of blatantly ripping off Natasha Denona with this clear packaging. I mean, it's kind of plain, so like, I guess Natasha Denona doesn't really hold the end-all be-all on that packaging, but I don't know. I just feel like that's what they're trying to do, and I don't like it. It's like, be original, you know? But this, I think, was a pretty boring launch. I think the pink one was okay looking. Like, there's one pink shimmer in there that I was like, they might be making a point, but ultimately the point is being ignored by me because I'm not supporting ColourPop right now. Check out my brands I'm not supporting anymore video if you want to hear the tea on that. This is the world's tiniest teacup. But yeah, I thought this launch was pretty weak. I mean, they're really just like neutrals with a couple pops of color in them. The pink one's really the only one of any interest to me, and I can dupe all of these out in my own collection easily. The last one I want to talk about, which is not really a Valentine's Day release, I guess it was more for her birthday, but Dragon Beauty, Nikita Dragon's beauty brand, came out with this palette, a new addition to the egg palettes that they keep coming out with and charging 30 US American dollars for, which is absolutely nuts to me because it's 5 shades and I don't care if it's the best formula in the world. Even Natasha Denona doesn't charge that for her mini palettes. So nuts. It's ridiculous. Makes my brain malfunction when I try to fathom them deciding the price for these egg palettes. Clearly this is like some Valentine's Day-ish packaging going on, and I just wanted to point this one out because why in a $30 palette with only 5 shades in it would you include a black and a white? Why? At least with ColourPop, I get frustrated with the repetitive shades, but I can understand, like, okay, if this is somebody just getting into makeup, buying a palette for the first time, maybe they need some neutrals, so okay, I buy that. But black and white, no. Nobody should be buying a black and white in a $30 5-pan palette for the first time. I won't have that. And I just think it's frankly kind of silly. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. That was my little anti-haul portion. I don't want to buy any of those palettes. Even if I weren't on a low buy, I wouldn't want to buy any of those palettes. So let's get into me creating my dream Valentine's palette. I don't know why I keep grabbing you guys today. I'm so excited. I'm full of love. Okay, so since we just talked about 3 different Valentine's Day launches that have 5-pan palettes, that's what I want to stick with today, because I honestly, those are the only parts of all of those launches that I think are smart. I don't think you need to sell a big 16-pan eyeshadow palette for Valentine's Day. Like Natasha Denona came out with the Big Love palette last year that I was tempted to buy, but I ultimately realized that I had most of the colors, and I like a small palette. I'm a fan of a small palette right now. You wouldn't know by looking at all of my large palettes, but I like the 5-pan concept. So we're picking 5 colors today. We're keeping it short, we're keeping it sweet, and oh boy, I gave myself a lot of options set up here. I'll tell you the palettes I have out. I have the Jackie Aina palette here, which I staunchly, is staunchly the right word to use there? I don't know. I staunchly believe this is a Valentine's Day palette. I've said it before. I'll say it 1,000 times. Also, it's kind of a wild card. I threw the It's Freaking Bats palette from Shroud X Butte Bean here, just because there's a couple purples in here that I want to consider. And you know what? Valentine's palettes don't just need to be pink and purple. You can throw some blues in there too. We can make it work. Green is the color of a stem of a rose, so that could work too. I'm happy about it. I got the Midas Cosmetics Flower Bomb palette, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm always losing shades from here, so I'm not going to pick it up, but this has beautiful Valentine's shades. You know I had to bring out the Melolops Radioactive palette because it's got the best mattes in the game, and I have my Copacetic Cosmetics Companion palette for all of my beautiful shimmers, and then kind of as another wild card, I have my little Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter. It's got Samosa, what is it? Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset, because I might use Sangria Sunset as a pink shimmer. I don't know, we'll see. So that's the material we're working with here. A lot of good stuff. But I only got 5 shades to work with, so I better make some good decisions. Okay, so one shade I already know I have to use in my palette because it is my favorite formula of a pink matte shade, and that is the shade Daisy from the Midas Cosmetics Flower Bomb palette. So this is my favorite hot pink matte shade that I have. It blends really nicely on the eye, but it's also like super vibrant, and I feel like it would show up on all skin tones because it's super pigmented. I love it so much. I wear this one literally all the time. Let's swatch it right here for you. I'm gonna really try to do good swatches today since I only have to do 5. I can commit to 5 really good swatches. That looks good. You gotta admit, that's a good swatch. That's a really good swatch. Okay, we're feeling good so far. We got a matte pink. That was really the only one I was confident about using going into this. I was like, I know I need a matte hot pink in my Valentine's palette. So feeling good about that. Let's stick with the mattes to start. I think my matte to shimmer ratio is gonna be a 3-to-2. I think I want 3 mattes and 2 shimmers. I feel like that's a good basis. I think that's what we saw in all of the palettes I talked about today. Not that I'm going off of them because I anti-hauled those guys. They're not involved here. They're my anti-Valentines. Those guys broke my heart by being not cute palettes. Okay, so I also definitely want a purple. So I'm gonna dip into this beautiful matte purple in the By Melolops Radioactive palette, the shade Ultraviolet. It looks a little washed out on camera. Once you see it swatched, you'll see it's a powerful purple for sure. All right, look at that. We're off to a hot start. I'm feeling good about those mattes. And I think that the last matte I wanna use, oh, am I confident about this? Am I confident about this? See, the other thing with this dream palette I'm making is unlike the Natasha Denona ColourPop and Nikita Dragun palettes, I don't need this palette to be completely cohesive within itself. I'm not gonna waste a shade on a neutral shade that I know someone might already have, or a black or white that I know somebody might already have. I only wanna stick to exciting colors because I don't have time for anything else. Okay, so, what should my last matte be? I did say I wanted a 3:2 ratio. You know what? We'll come back to that last matte because I think I'd put it on that side anyways. Now let's move on to some shimmers. I'm really tempted to use this beautiful purple gold duochrome in the It's Freaking Bats palette, but I'm like, will that go with other purples? Let me just put it on my finger. Oh, you know what? In the viewfinder, that looks good. This is the purple. It's like a beautiful purpley gold. Yeah, we're going for it. We're going for it. I can always wipe it off my arm if I change my mind. This is the shade Apparition in the It's Freaking Bats palette. This is actually a really pretty shade. I've worn it on its own a couple times. Here's a pic of me wearing it on its own. Ooh, baby, when that shade hits the sun, it is a sight to behold. And now you can behold it on my arm. Okay, we're feeling good about that. I feel good looking at these together. Ooh, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I turned the camera off for a moment to ponder, and through my pondering, I think I want to take this palette in a wild direction, something a little unexpected, something a little unusual for Valentine's Day, something that's not in your average Valentine's Day palette, because my Valentine's Day palette is not like other Valentine's Day palettes. Strong, I'm not like other girls' energy here, but I'm truly not like other palettes because I'm gonna go with the blue, and I wanna use this beautiful periwinkle shade in the It's Freaking Bats palette. I like this because it's a very like bold periwinkle. It's not like some soft pastel periwinkle. Those have their time, but their time is not now. So I'm gonna swatch that here, because I think it's gonna help us with some of my shimmery shades, because I wanna go for some more like blue toned purpley and pink shimmers, and I think we need a blue to really round out this palette. I don't want it to be too much of a warm tone palette. I want it to be able to lean either way. Oh, that's so pretty. Yes, it's coming together. It's looking cohesive. We love to see it. Okay, and I think for my last shimmer, I wanna go into the Copacetic Cosmetics Companion palette, because there is a duochrome in here that's a really interesting formula, because you can build it up to be fully pigmented and like a bold wash of color all over the lid, or you can really blend it out and have it become more of like a highlight sort of a shade, but it's definitely a duochrome. It is this shade, Robin, in the Copacetic Cosmetics XM Jones Companion palette. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Really love this palette. I feel like I scream about it in every video, but wait till you see this swatched. Oh my gosh. Do you see what I'm saying about how it can be like super sheer if you want it to? Because you see, I turn my arm this way and you're like, what is that? I can't even see it, but bam, then I switch it up on you, and I just, yeah, I feel like that's good. Did I include 2 duochromes in a 5-pan palette? I did. Of course, there are no plain shimmers in my palette because I simply don't have time for plain shimmers. My other one I was between with this or that was the shade Rose Mallow in the Midas Cosmetics palette. I'll give you a little swatch on my hand for that, because that is a really pretty, like super, you know, pale pinky shade that I love to use as a brow bone highlight. I'm wearing it as a brow bone highlight today. I'm actually wearing it as my face highlight today. That's really pretty shade too, but I was like, you know what, this is my dream palette, and like that's a nice shade, but it's not super exciting, and I only have 5 shades to work with. You know what though, this is my video, so maybe I'll just throw it in as a bonus. I know I said 5 shades, but I just want to see how it rounds out the palette with having like a nice bright inner corner highlight. I feel like that could be nice to have. Yeah, that's nice to have. I regret nothing. Ooh, are you feeling the Valentine's spirit? I sure hope so. Okay, I think I want to take you guys into the sunlight with me so we can really get a better vibe for these colors, because especially with duochromes, I feel like you have to see them in the natural light to really see the duochrome flip. So to the window. All right, so here we have some lovely footage of my Valentine's palette in the sun, glistening, hitting that light. You can really see the duochromes pop in the natural light, which is why I wanted to bring you over to the window. You can see that shade Apparition from the Beauty Bean palette has this beautiful purpley gold shift that I think is just the essence of Valentine's. Because you think about Valentine's and you think about like pinks and purples and reds. I know I didn't include a red, but I'm not a big red eyeshadow gal. I don't know, I just don't wear it a lot. It stains my eyes always, like that's why I avoid it. But when I think of Valentine's, I think about pinks and purples, but also like silver and gold, because you know, jewelry. Sometimes you get jewels for Valentine's. I think it all makes sense. I really like this a whole lot. Now, just to wrap up this video, I want to talk about my dream packaging concept, because obviously I don't have the accessibility to create my own makeup packaging for this, but if I were creating my dream packaging concept, I would want to make, since this is like a little 6-pan here, I think it would be cool to make it look like a jewelry box, like a box that you would get like a necklace in, you guys know, something of that sort. And so make it look like that nice like black velvet packaging you get when you get like a really expensive necklace, and then you open it up and it's these shades. And I think it would be cool to have it like, I want to say like have it look like velvet inside and be like actual velvet, but I also know that that would get super messy because I used to have the ABH Modern Renaissance palette and that was dirty and gross all of the time, so maybe not velvet packaging inside. Although, you know what, it would be black, so I guess it wouldn't get that dirty. Okay, I'm sticking with it. We're gonna do black velvet packaging inside. It's gonna give you the experience of feeling like you're getting a luxury piece of jewelry, and it's gonna be great. Oh, and I would name each shade after like a type of stone or something, sticking with my jewelry theme. So, you know, I could have names like amethyst, I could have like pearl, you know, maybe for the pink one, or rose quartz. Rose quartz would be a good name for the pink one. Did I say amethyst? I don't know names of jewels very well, but I would think of all different jewel themed names, and I just think that would be fun because I feel like typically with packaging you just see a bunch of hearts on everything, which, as I stated in the beginning, I love little hearts on everything. Obviously, put them on my eyes today. I put a little heart behind us because I love little hearts so much, but I think it would be cool to focus on a different aspect of Valentine's Day, which is jewels, because I love jewels. Do you see my little heart earrings? These are from Humans 4 Handles. I love them so much. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. I had so much fun doing this. I definitely recommend you do this yourself with your own eyeshadow collection. You know, I know it can be tempting when there are holidays that come up and brands come out with really cute holiday themed releases, and it can be really tempting to buy all of these new makeup releases just because of the beautiful packaging. But if you take the time to look at the collection you have, I think most of the time you'll realize you probably already have most of the shades. I actually did a whole video on Wednesday swatching all of my eyeshadows, more than just this. I did all of my eyeshadows and I swatched them in rainbow order and took pictures so that next time a new eyeshadow palette that I want to buy comes out, I can look at those pictures and go, oh, okay, I already have all these shades. So check that video out. I've been doing a lot of videos in this style lately where I take out all my palettes and I dupe out palettes that I want. I duped the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette last week and that was a whole dang blast. So I definitely recommend you check those videos out and subscribe if you haven't yet, because you watched till the end of the video, and subscribing is free, and also you can unsubscribe at any time. So if you like me today and don't like me tomorrow, unsub tomorrow, but subscribe today. I feel like I'm in an infomercial now. Subscribe today, and there should be a phone number flashing on the bottom. Let's wrap it up. I'm getting hungry for lunch. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They're always really goofy and fun like this one. And check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also in my description box, I have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources. I have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. So please click on those links if you have the time. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ooh, I want to grab you. I'm gonna pinch your cheeks. I'm pinching your cheeks. Okay, bye.